It is no coincidence that episode 5 of Perfect Crown recorded an impressive 10.4% rating according to Nielsen Korea. Behind that number lies more than just popularity. It reflects how deeply viewers have been drawn into a narrative where love, power, and sacrifice collide in their most brutal forms. The episode opens with a crash that is not merely physical, but symbolic. Grand Prince Byeon, portrayed by Byeon Seok, does not fall victim to an accident, he creates it. By deliberately steering his car into danger, he redirects the collision to protect Hee Joo, played by Hee Joo, taking the full impact upon himself. This moment marks a critical shift. For the first time, Byeon acts purely on personal instinct rather than royal obligation. Yet, that choice triggers devastating consequences. Byeon is rushed into surgery, Hee Joo falls unconscious, and the young emperor miraculously sustains only minor injuries. What appears to be fortune quickly turns into a political storm. In a world where truth is negotiable, Hee Joo is forced into silence, bearing the blame alone. This is where Perfect Crown reveals its sharpest edge. The tragedy is not the accident itself, but the manipulation of truth by power. From this point onward, the tone darkens significantly. Every glance, every line of dialogue becomes politically charged. Hee Joo ceases to exist as an individual and is instead turned into a scapegoat to preserve royal stability. Ironically, the only person who knows the truth, Byeon, is the one who cannot speak. Amid this suffocating tension, the hospital scenes emerge as rare emotional sanctuaries. Their playful arguments and subtle teasing become vehicles for unspoken feelings. Rather than relying on explicit confessions, the writing allows love to surface through nuance, lingering gazes, hesitant pauses, and unconscious acts of care. It is a sophisticated emotional construction that demands viewers to feel rather than simply observe. However, just as affection begins to take shape, misunderstanding strikes. Byeon overhears Hee Joo admitting that their marriage was merely strategic. For a man who risked his life, those words cut deeply into his pride. His decision to call off the engagement is not impulsive, it is defensive. He withdraws not to protect her, but to shield himself from further emotional damage. What makes this conflict compelling is the absence of a clear antagonist. Both Byeon and Hee Joo are justified, and flawed. They are trapped within a system where personal emotions are always secondary to greater interests. This moral ambiguity is precisely what makes the narrative so painful and so real. The climax arrives with Byeon's ultimate choice. As public opinion turns against Hee Joo and political logic demands silence, he does the unthinkable, he publicly stands by her side. This is more than an act of protection, it is a declaration. For the first time, he rejects his identity as a grand prince and chooses to act as a man in love. In that moment, the entire narrative is redefined. If Perfect Crown initially appeared to be a story about power, it now evolves into a profound exploration of personal agency within a rigid system. Byeon is not just the one who falls in love first, he is the one willing to pay the price for it. Meanwhile, Hee Joo embodies a different kind of tragedy, the tragedy of delayed realization. She is not emotionless, she is simply out of sync with her own heart. And in the world of Perfect Crown, even a single moment of hesitation can cost everything. Episode 5 is therefore not just a turning point in the plot, but a philosophical shift. It raises a central question: in a system where everything is predetermined, do individuals truly have the freedom to choose? And if they do, what is the cost? With its layered emotional structure, intense pacing, and deeply nuanced character development, Perfect Crown proves itself to be far more than entertainment. It becomes a test, forcing viewers to confront themselves. If you were Byeon, would you choose what is right, or the one you love? The series airs every Friday and Saturday on Disney+, and if episode 5 is any indication, the journey ahead promises to be even more unforgiving.